Okay, let's start. Hello,
Uh,
doctor. Yeah.
hello. Good morning. How can I help you?
Doctor, I'm a music journalist, and
Oh,
uh, yeah, it's just I've come up with some tinnitus, which I mean, ringing in my ear, which I have had for a while. But something happened, and yesterday I felt faint, which was unusual. So I thought I would come and see you.
okay. Uh, is it the? What do you think about it?
Okay. Well, I don't know. It's just I think it's not usual. I didn't lose consciousness, but I felt faint, and this is uh, yeah. I'm
Is
worried that it might be something serious. Yeah.
yeah. I really understand your worries, and I'm so sorry. Is it the first time or repeated?
No, it's the first time I haven't had it. Yeah, but my
Okay.
ringing ears are also worse than before.
Okay, and you said you are a music journalist. Can you describe more about it?
Yes, well, I go to different rock concerts and then
Oh,
I write about them, and yeah, I listen to loud music, and yeah, that's good. Yeah, so that's nice. I like it.
uh, I think the tinnitus, the most common cause of tinnitus include listening to the loud music, for example, with a loud headphone, or working in an industry with a loud sounds, or work in a machine, and you have one of them. Okay.
Okay.
And the symptoms can be lack of balance and dizziness, I think.
Mm.
Okay, is that
Yeah,
all right?
yeah, but I fainted, doctor. It wasn't loss of balance. I felt like I'm drained. Um, well, anyway. Uh,
Uh, well, you said you don't have any loss of consciousness,
No,
yes?
no, no. I didn't lose consciousness, but suddenly felt drained, and I felt like I cannot stand anymore.
Hmm. Uh, uh, میشه کمکم کنید من الان باید چی
Okay. Right. So back to the structure. Whenever you're stuck, you go back to the structure. Where are we? Uh, uh,
uh, about in the information gathering.
okay. Yeah. So the information gathering, is it? Have you made a diagnosis yet or not? Do you have a diagnosis?
Uh, no,
Okay. So you need
no.
to ask. Okay. So
Yes.
what is the patient's idea?
Uh, Idea is, I think, fainted related to the tinnitus.
Okay. And then yes. Well, what is the concern? It might be something serious. And expectation, just check me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when you clarify that, you need to then think about. Okay. So can you tell me now that there's nothing wrong or not?
Yes, absolutely. It's a wrong. When you have a tinnitus is a warning sign. But you said about the faint, you focus on faint.
Good.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, but in my tasks, I think focus on the tinnitus, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, we have a faint. We have tinnitus. Now, what is your management plan? Is it? Is it? I'm asking if it is something serious. What do you say? So, is it serious, doctor?
Yes, about the paint. I miss your voice a
Okay.
few seconds ago. Yeah, but please repeat again.
Yes. So where we are is now we go back to the structure. At the beginning of the structure, we're looking at ideas, concerns, expectations. Then you need to make
Yeah.
a decision, then explain the decision. Okay. And then basically you answer the questions to the ideas, concerns, expectations. So you need to say, well, you think that fainting is not usual or it is unusual with tinnitus, and I agree with you. I don't think they're related. Okay.
You don't agree with me. Uh, I said about tinnitus is related to the lack of the balance, loss of equilibrium,
Yes.
and I want to say the tinnitus and this faint is related together. But
Hmm.
you want to reject this idea.
That's right. I'm challenging that. I said, well,
Yes,
I didn't have any loss of balance.
yes, and and then I couldn't explain more about, and I want to convince you, but I didn't.
Okay. Well, what you can say is, well, maybe you haven't had loss of balance, or maybe it's something that you haven't noticed. Okay. Um, so basically, yes, you can say, okay, you're not going to challenge the patient. So what you can do is, all right, okay, that's good to know that you didn't feel any loss of balance, but still you might have had it. You might have, still you might have loss of balance without realizing. Okay, and then
Okay,
continue with the rest of the consultation. Okay.
okay, uh, uh, yeah, okay,
So it's maybe basically. If it's maybe, you continue. Okay.
okay. Uh, it's maybe this faint is related to the your tinnitus. Is that all right?
Yeah. Okay. Right. So how about now? What should I do now, doctor? Is it is there anything I could do for this?
Uh, that's a good question. We could refer you to the ear, nose, and throat specialist for further evaluation. But at this time, it's very important to prevent progression of these signs. Is that all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
And it's essential and it's highly advised with all patients with your condition that mm, uh, reduce your reduce listening of very loud sounds.
okay. But yeah, to avoid loud music. Okay.
Yes.
But you know, doctor, this is my job, and I have to go to these concerts and listen to music, and then I
Yeah,
like it too.
I agree with you, but I really understand your emotion and your condition. But I think at this time your health comes first, and it's very important than your job.
Right.
Is that
Yes.
all right?
Yes, you're right then. But I have to go to the concerts anyway. But is there anything I could do?
Uh, uh, as I said before, it's better, it's essential to avoid to go to the concert and listen loud voice music. But if it's not possible for you, at least you can use wearing earplugs.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
is
can
that all right?
use. Yeah. Okay. I will try those. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, doctor.
you're welcome.
Right. Okay. So you were confused at some point. Why?
Yes,
Okay. So you're feeling not good.
yes, of course.
Okay. What score out of 10?
4 to 5.
Okay. 4 to 5 out of 10. Okay. Uh, what went well? So what were you doing well? You were actually you had good rapport and
Yeah,
you were asking questions, yeah, information gathering and ice. You found ice. Then you lost the structure, yeah,
yes. It's very important.
and information giving. Right. So, what could be done differently was,
Uh, as we said as we said before about structure.
yeah,
Uh, yes, the most important thing is structure, and when I have a I couldn't uh, go to the good structure.
mhm.
I think it's affect all of the other information giving, information gathering, and eyes. I think.
Okay. Yeah, that is exactly. So, patient and doctor. Okay. Uh, so we're talking about agenda. Okay. The ideas, uh, concern.
Excuse me. Can I have the page?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. That was a problem. Right. So the patient's idea was faint is related to uh, tinnitus. Okay. And his concern was that faint, not usual, could be serious. Okay. Expectation, check for serious problems. Okay. Now, so how about you? What do you think? Is faint related to tinnitus?
Not really,
Okay,
but
not
uh,
necessarily.
not necessarily. Uh, I think at this role play, in this role play, faint is equal of loss of balance. I think
Okay.
because in my task, tell about the discuss the possible causes of tinnitus and symptoms. For example, loss of balance. I think loss of balance means faint for this role play, I think.
Okay, could be. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we say. So that we say not necessarily, but could be. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, concern. Faint is not usual. It could be serious. Do you agree or disagree?
Faint is a serious.
Okay.
Don't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
So
I
it
agree?
is. So you agree. It is serious. So yeah, it's not usual, but it can be serious. Okay.
It can be. Yes.
Yeah, that's what the patient thinks. So yes, you agree with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then check for serious problems. We will check. Okay. Definitely. Okay. So what was the problem then? When I said it wasn't loss of balance, okay, you stopped there. You didn't know what to say because I challenged you. Okay, now because I think you were focusing on the task rather than focusing on the patient. Okay,
Yes.
and you want to follow the task as it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want that. What we want is an interaction with the patient. Okay.
Okay.
So when I challenge you, and you know what is written in the role play card is not necessarily the case. So they might actually challenge you. They might change the direction of the consultation. So basically, if the patient says, "No, I don't think it is loss of balance. I didn't lose consciousness," so you can say, "Well, I understand, and absolutely, but it might be something which is related to tinnitus." And
Tinnitus.
yeah, so basically, yeah. So why did you actually lose your concentration?
Because I stress on the relation between tinnitus and lack of balance. But you said about uh, I was fainted.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh, and it was
you
unexpected, and you felt it was unexpected. It wasn't in the task. Okay. So
yes, and when the task said about didn't lose consciousness, I think it's not necessarily serious problem. I think.
okay. Uh, yeah,
Do you
but
agree with me?
yes, but you still the options then are that you're referring him, aren't you? Okay.
Refer to
ENT specialist.
yes, of course,
Mhm.
but for faint, it's not necessary to refer to the ENT specialist.
Okay.
I think this task want to say about want to explain me as a doctor to this faint. It's not necessarily a serious problem
Okay.
because you don't lose consciousness, and it's temporary changes, for example, orthostatic changes or related to the tinnitus.
Hmm. Okay. But basically, yes, it might be. It might not be something serious. It might be something simple, but so it is very unlikely to be something serious. But to be on the safe side, we can send you to see a specialist to check your tinnitus. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
All right. So now, if we forget about this patient, now you have a patient who comes to you and says, "I had a faint yesterday, and I've had some tinnitus as well." What would you say?
Uh, uh, when when I understand about the faint is the real faint.
Okay.
It's necessary. It's essential to refer to a neurologist and check about the cardiac problem and about the check the electrolytes. And it's not necessary to refer to the ENT. It means that uh, the faint, the real faint, it's different to the tinnitus.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, but
Okay.
this task, I think, as I said before, it's not necessarily this is the real faint because
Good.
you don't lose consciousness.
Good. So, therefore, if I say, if in information gathering, we need to establish whether it was, okay, you need to establish facts, okay.
Yes,
So you need to find out, was it real faint?
yes, of course. This is the pause point. This is a pause place in the our role play. When you stress on I'm faint, I'm, I'm I have faint, and I want to rule out of this sign.
Okay, so what we could say is, I mean, what could we do in a situation like this? And you say, so when you get to the point that I say, well, I don't think it was loss of balance, and then what you can say, that the best thing is, oh, could you actually tell me what happened? What exactly happened? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. And you say, well, what were you doing? Yeah, I was just walking, and I wasn't doing anything in particular. And when was that? Was it in the morning, in the afternoon, before, after food, or something like that? Okay. So when you say, okay, just tell me everything you remember. Uh, yes. Then you can decide whether it was loss of balance or faint. So
Okay. And also I could ask about do you lose consciousness? And you said no, I didn't lose consciousness. And then I explain about it. This is not a really faint because the faint the people should lose consciousness.
no, no. Who said that?
The
Who said
faint.
that? No. In fainting, you shouldn't. You don't have to lose consciousness. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Faint is different from blackout. Okay. Uh,
yes.
yeah. Yeah. So faint. We have faint. We have blackout. We have syncope. Okay. And this people usually take blackout the same as syncope because we people don't say syncope. Uh, they use the word blackout. Okay. Um, okay. Faint el zaman blackout نمیشه که faint.
من اینجا یه دونه پیداش بکنم. فینت میشه سینکوپ. فینت نان تکنیکال سینکوپه.
Okay.
و سینکوپ هم
Okay. Feeling weak and dizzy and close to losing consciousness. Okay. Um, Yes, there is also, it's got both meanings. Lose consciousness for a short period of time, or sudden loss of consciousness. Okay.
In this book, Medicine with MacArthur, Oxford,
Hmm.
the technical and non-technical for seizure, uh, post-ictal or seizure or syncope, and the non-technical of seizure is fit, and non-technical of faint is syncope. Non-technical of syncope is faint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Faint. Okay. Mm, okay. But you know, in but technically, faint has a definition, has a medical definition. But yes, you're right. But usually people say blackout. I had a blackout, so uh, I fainted. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Uh, right. So. Basically, what we could do differently, the conclusion was that well, we lost the structure because the patient challenged the what you were taking as a fact. Okay, so you were saying that well, this was you had a faint, or but this wasn't, but and this was loss of balance. But the patient said, I don't think it was loss of balance. And what you can say, well, you can say, okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, um, you weren't unconscious. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you carry on. You just carry on. You say, okay, yeah, that's fine. Just go to the next stage. What you're going to do next.
Uh,
So,
Excuse me. And the next part explained that the tinnitus could have developed without the patient noticing.
mhm.
And I expect you to say about this task. I don't know. Explain that the tinnitus could have developed without the patient noticing.
Mm-hmm. Mm, yeah, it is not a very good task, really. It's just
Yeah.
it's faint and tinnitus, and it says in the patient says you have history of tinnitus, and in doctor's task it says possible causes of tinnitus.
Uh, I think it means that this tinnitus is a new onset and acute process.
Hmm.
Uh, and the patient worry about this problem
Hmm.
because uh, you as a patient uh, go to the lot of live rock concerts, and now uh, in acute time you have experienced tinnitus.
Yes.
And I, as a doctor, should explain about that this sign can be ignored, can be develop, can progress without the patient noticing for this, I think.
Exactly. So basically, what you're saying is the tinnitus might cause the faint or loss of balance without you noticing, without you realizing. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So whenever you feel lost, what do you say? Action plan.
Uh, about the loss of consciousness.
Yeah, anywhere. I mean, in the consultation, basically,
Okay.
what we had a problem because you actually you didn't know what to do next. You were confused where we are. Okay.
Okay. I can ask about is it the new onset or repeated, or have you experienced before
Okay.
this condition?
Okay. Or you can say, yeah, just could you tell me more? Could you describe what happened? Okay. Could you describe what exactly happened? Okay.
Yes.
Uh, okay. So, yeah, establish more facts. So when the patient says, no, it's not like what you said. Okay. So tell me what happened. Okay. You describe it. And then when you lose structure, when you feel confused, it means that you've lost structure. So think about ice always. Okay. Now, if you feel you're lost, think about what's the patient's ideas, concerns, expectations. Have I found it? If you have found it, you start giving information. Okay. If you
Yes.
haven't found it, you need to start asking more questions. Okay. So that's whenever you're lost, think about this. Do I know the ice or not? If you know the ice, that's fine. If you don't know it, you need to ask more questions. You need to find
Okay.
the ice. Okay.
Yes.
So that's the easiest way. If you think I don't know what to do next, okay, just ask yourself, okay, what is the idea, concern, expectations? And then if you know it, you go to answer the questions. If you don't know it, ask more questions. Okay?
Okay.
Because our objective in this test is to find the ice and to respond to it. Okay?
Okay. And with the open question, for example, what do you think about it, or why are you concerned about it?
Yeah, open questions are good. Yeah, I didn't particularly like the way you said, "What do you think about it?" early in the consultation. Uh, you
Yes.
you need to say it much later when you
Mo-
want to summarize, and then, or if you still don't know after questioning what the patient is thinking. So basically, we don't ask in the second question, okay, what is your idea? What is it, do you think? No, you ask questions, you try to understand what is the patient concerned about. So, yes, I know the reason you say, what do you think it is? But you should say it much later, near the end of the information gathering. If you don't know, if you don't know what they think, okay, you need to find out patient's idea yourself. Uh, Not just say, okay, so, okay, what is your idea? What is your concern? What is your expectation? Mm. So,
Okay.
uh, yeah, so basically, yes, it's always good to ask open questions because you will have time to think. Okay.
Okay.
Because
Yes.
if you ask a yes no question, the patient says yes, and then
Yes.
you're stuck to ask the next question. Okay. So open questions, the patient is talking, you have time to think, okay, am I finding the idea, concern, expectations, and now what I can do next? And even then, if you still are confused, summarize and say, okay, so what you're saying is that you had this faint. You don't think you were unconscious, but you don't think it was loss of balance. You think it was just a simple faint. Uh, is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Okay, so now you know where you are. Okay, so when you summarize, it gives you time to think and to find out where you are. in the consultation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Right.